Actually, wait, I need my phone. I don't know why I'm throwing it away. I need my phone.
How do you need your phone?
I took pictures of the like the main spec stuff on here on the event. So I can just tilt it sideways and it has all the like information on
Oh
it. It's
yeah.
so
I mean, it's kind of
buggy.
blurry, but it's fine.
Yeah,
Like I said, I got the thing pulled up too. So
yeah.
like I
This
said
just lets
on.
me read it a little bit easier because I have terrible eyes. So it looks
Learn
like
more.
we
I'm
are.
looking up the iPhone 12 Pro right now because I'm also looking at the for me personally, you know how we heard rumors of the lower battery.
Yeah, they didn't really give any information on the battery, which was a little annoying. Like I wish they would. I don't know why they don't just give us a number. Like a number would have been so
You
much
know,
easier.
there's gonna be a teardown of it, and someone's gonna open it up.
Oh yeah, I just need them to like get out there and well, I got people who do it for me. The nice thing about this is the Pro Series is starting at 120 gigabytes though.
That's nice. I last year, what was it? 64,
64.
256, and 512.
Yeah.
I kind of like that starting at 128 because I was considering, like, if they would have kept the old, like, storage line, I probably would have went with the 256. But
Yeah.
whenever I had it on my old iPhone, I never had a problem with it. So, I think I would go with the 128, and then obviously when the Apple One subscription service comes out, I'm gonna get that. I mean, I already got the iCloud, the 50 for now, but I can always upgrade that. So
Oh yeah. 100%. I know is how big I had to make this shit. That's funny. I don't know. I thought I did this already, but I may not have.
yeah, those 12 Pro boxes, man, they look sweet.
They're very, very, very thin, which I like.
I like that. I'm kind of bummed out that they don't have the charger in there, but that's fine. They're offering that for $20. So apparently, there's only special carrier. Hold on, I'll save that whenever you want to talk about extra pricing and stuff.
Okay. How do
So I'll
I
save that and I'll open up another Apple page.
participant manage moderators? Here we go.
Okay, here it is. I found it. I got the spec list for both pros. I'm not going to read all of them, but okay. It doesn't give you, the site doesn't really give, uh, like actual milliamp hours, but like I said, someone's gonna tear it down.
Hopefully, that's the goal. Hopefully, it will be sooner rather than later. So I really want to see what's going on.
No,
Cool.
go.
So now, if I'm correct, if I type in this,
Okay, so I have a little battery kind of like, you know, guess of what it's gonna be.
mm-hmm.
So whenever we get to that point or whatever, whenever you're ready. Are we still live or what?
Oh, we're live.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know what topics we're supposed to start off with, but just talk, I guess.
I mean, I think so.
I mean, that's fine. All right, so I guess I'll start this off, or pretty
Yeah,
much
go
been
for it.
starting it off. So the iPhone 12 Pro and Pro Max are gonna have the same exact battery size as the 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max.
Okay.
And I mean, it says video playback for the 11 Pro was 20 hours for, like I said, video playback, and for the 12 Pro Max, it's also 20 hours.
That's not too bad.
And video playback, like streaming, like streamed, is up to 12 hours on the 11 Pro, up to 12 hours on the 12 Pro Max. And the audio playback is 80 hours for both. So, and another cool thing compared to, like, you think there wouldn't be much of a difference between the cameras on the 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max. The sensors are bigger on the Pro Max on the 12, which the Pro Max should have had last year. Was a bigger, like, you know, a you know, bigger difference on the cameras. The cameras this year are for these phones. I mean, I'm not much of a camera guy, but yeah. Got anything else to add on to that?
Not really. I mean, the battery for my iPhone really wasn't too isn't too terrible. I have been using it a lot more for like social media slash watching stuff recently, and yeah, it's meh on that, but I think in general it hasn't been too bad. I've had to start charging it every single night now, which honestly that says something because a lot of people charge their phone every single night, but this is the first time I've actually ever had to make sure my phone was plugged in every night. Normally, like when I first got the phone, I didn't have to plug it in every night. I was able to get 2 days worth off of one charge. So me only having to do this for the past, I don't know,
Over a
2 months
year.
or something like that, that's not too bad whatsoever for the battery.
Mm-hmm.
One big thing that I'm very excited about is how they're going to be implementing uh, the new software to it. So iOS 14 is going to be shipped with all these phones, or 14.1. But in general, though, I'm very excited to see how 14 is going to really bring
Impact
out
these phones.
these new amazing phones. And one big thing um, that I want to talk about when we dive into each blocks of the phones is how they're getting brand new screen technology, because the screen's already, in my opinion, one of the best on the market. It's still not at 120 hertz, which is a little annoying just because I do like having the smoother screen options. And I use 144 hertz a lot at home, so I do see a difference a lot when I do things like editing and reading off websites and stuff like that. I see a big difference, but on my phone though, I don't absolutely need it, but even just 90 or 75 hertz, they make a huge difference from 60 hertz. So if you're using your phone for mobile gaming, having that higher refresh rate is going to be a lot nicer at the end of the day. But that's my only gripe with these new phones.
The higher refresh rate, it depends on the game because most games won't offer that support. They're always going to stay at a constant 60, which would, for them, it's that smoothness that helps those games run.
Yeah.
So,
So let me ask you this: how do you want to do this? Do you want to go ahead and dive in to the iPhone 12 and talk about the 12 model first, and we'll move into 12 Pro?
yeah, we could do that. I'm gonna pull it up on my end real quick.
Cool. Alrighty. So I'll start out, I guess. So the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro are going to be very fun to mess around with whenever we get these displays in. So the biggest difference, as for what most people I think already guessed and knew, is that they are having the iPhone 5 slash iPhone 4 body style, where it's more bricked style versus the smoother style of the iPhone 6. I am super all for that because this phone, I get scared sometimes. I'm just gonna drop my phone just because of how it's so thin and smooth. I'm gonna have a much better grip on that phone. It will take a little bit longer to get used to, but that grip on that phone is going to be fantastic.
Also, on the how on the previous models before this one, the that curved edge, that rounded edge, like
Yeah.
you could grip that wrong and it slips out of your hand. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's not for all, but like I always like if I like I had didn't have a case on for a day, I did that from time to time. I always feared that I would grab it out of my pocket, pull it out of my pocket, and it would just slip out.
Yeah, it's a
With
little scary.
this, with this flat edge design, you have a better like you can grip it like you can just grip it from the side, and I think you can get more like finger real estate on there where you can fit more like you can fit more of your finger on it.
Yeah.
Even though like I remember back in the day, the iPhone 5S was the last one that before that big design change. It, you can actually feel like holding it in your hand. It felt just more secure.
I always liked the iPhone 5 body style. I think that's still the peak of Apple, in my opinion. I think that's the style, the screen size was perfect, the software was amazing for what it was back in the day. And seeing them come back and give you that iPhone 5 style is fantastic.
Well, it's
Uh,
essentially the iPhone 4 because iPhone 5 didn't have a front didn't have a glass back display.
True, but I'm trying to talk about, like, if you
Yeah.
model it one by one, it's not going to be that. So one thing that is introducing this year to all the new iPhones. So I guess I don't want to go into too much differences right now. I want to talk about the whole thing for the moment. That way we can do the differences towards like the middle portion. Um, so obviously the big thing with the iPhone 12 is there are going to be two models. There's going to be the 5.4 and the 6.1 model. And though we'll talk about the colors and availability and stuff later on. The big thing that I wanted to talk about was this ceramic shield. And what it does is that it uses nanoscale ceramic crystals underneath the display. Am I correct? Or is it like inside the display?
Inside the display.
Inside the display for better drop performance. So if you drop your phone out of your pocket, it has 4 times, well, about 4 times as much protection than on the iPhone 11 models. This is going to be where the drop test is going to make a really big difference for me, because if I had a Galaxy a S4, um, right, I had it basically like in my hand. I was watching some YouTube video or something that I was listening to music or whatever, and I pulled my phone out of my pocket and I checked it, and I pretty much just like it came out of my hand, and it hit that corner, killed the entire screen.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I think, still going to be the thing that still frightens me to this day. Like, you can make the best screen known to man and have it be infused with fucking diamonds, but if everyone still keep it to where they have a lot of important shit on the edges and stuff all right here, it's not going to matter how good or bad you do it. I'm hoping with the new way that the look is going to have, I'm hoping that the new look is going to hopefully make it a little bit more boxy, to where it's not going to hit so hard on the edge. But that is just time to tell. Also, I have to note that I dropped this on a carpet. I dropped my Galaxy S4 on a carpet. That's a whole different story for another day, but we'll talk about that one other time. Yeah, but the ceramic shield, very cool. Very excited to see what it's
I
going to
also
do.
have. I didn't know how it was going, so
Oh, okay.
do you see it?
Hello, eyes. We look weird.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's kind of blurry. I gotta go live on here.
Oh yeah. So the iPhone 12 is made with aluminum, versus where the Pros are made with stainless steel. I think that didn't change, so that's not a big change I need to talk about. Oh yeah, these are Super Retina XDR displays. That is a big difference. Um. Now, would that, well, the Super Retina HDR, that's not considered liquid IPS, right?
No, it's just
Perfect.
Super
Because isn't
Retina
that
XDR display. It's just their OLED screen like
okay?
they've had on previous
It's
Pro
their
models.
in-house OLED, right? Their in-house
Yes.
OLED. Okay, perfect. So having a OLED display for a $799 phone, that's competing with a lot of people right now, because a lot of phones are still. Ooh, I don't like hearing myself.
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
It's fine. Never say, like, I can hear everything.
Mm-hmm.
Uh the liquid LED displays were not bad.
No.
But you could tell, especially on the 10R when it first came out, you could tell that it was so dim. That if you went outside, I felt like the screen wasn't bright enough. And that's kind of why I went for the Pro series, because I need the brightness for outside time. And now everyone will have fun outside time when they're
It's
smoking
also the
cigarettes and
color
shit.
difference too. If you go
Oh yeah.
from how the 10R was, you could, or the 11, because they were pretty much the same. Um, you could tell the actual difference between certain colors on the Pro, 11 Pro, and the 11.
Yeah, so these Super Retina XDR displays are gonna be really really nice. Um, the camera got a little upgrade, so now it can do 4K 60 recording, which in
On
my
all models,
opinion,
which is nice.
on all models, which in general still isn't needed at the moment, but we're
I
getting
mean,
there.
for certain things, it's useful.
Yeah, but yeah, there are certain times where 4K will be great, but if we're being honest here, 1080p 60 is still what a lot of people I think are going to try to go for, because you're still getting that wider edge. But still, very good. I'm glad to see 4K being implemented on all models, especially when you guys do, what do you call it? Whenever you want to do like the slow mo time lapses and stuff like that, that's where that's going to really start shining for that quality. And I guess I should talk about the big thing about all these new phones. They've been blasting about this for 7 hours now. Every freaking ad that I've watched for the iPhone 12 starts out with this goddamn shit. They all have 5G integration. And
I think
also,
I
oh,
think
sorry.
that whole it's nice. You know, I was thinking, this is just me personally, with how like how Samsung did their pricing for their 5G phones. I honestly think Samsung went the high route. They didn't. I think pricing how they did it was no one really has like a full 5G lineup, so we're gonna
Correct.
start the bar up high and work. Companies are gonna start working their ways down with 5G pricing.
And also, all iPhones as well too will also work on the Verizon ultra wide 5G band, which means that it's going to have a lot easier time for people in the Verizon areas or the Verizon 5G areas to get that 5G. I don't is now I haven't tested the Verizon 5G, so I don't want to say anything. Since I know that 5G works better when it is more directed to being straight on, but still, I'm happy to see 5G. I'm just pissed off because we don't have 5G in our area, and it pisses me off to all hell because
Honestly,
I
my thing,
really want
like
5G.
with how they're doing this the whole 5G thing across all models, they actually tested, like, so let's say our area does have 5G. Well, we have AT&T.
Yeah.
AT&T does have nationwide 5G, but it's on certain like bands. So iPhone supports up to, I think, was it 15, 20 bands or whatever,
15.
different 5G bands. So maybe, you know, it's just my current phone doesn't support any of those type of bands. So whenever we get these iPhones, it's we're gonna be able to experience 5G, but not like super fast, the ultra wideband
It'll
5G.
still be 5G E speeds with the 5G badge is what it is really.
Pretty much.
Um yeah, but seeing 5G on a full lineup, I was excited. I got a little bit of a hint on Apple's website when it says speed is coming. I thought that was gonna be the first thing they're gonna blast about, and it was. So
It's
GG if you
gonna
ignored
talk
that.
about the whole thing.
It was talked about during the entire time. But I mean, it is a big deal. 5G is a big deal right now, because it's taking a long time for 5G to be fully rolled out and have it be everywhere. And hopefully, eventually, everyone will have a 5G node in their own town, which I think will be super awesome. Heck, I even want a 5G node for our store. That'd be fantastic. Just put it
All right,
right
so
back in
I I
Neutron.
found old picture, not an old picture, but my friend went to Vegas. He has a 5G phone,
Mm-hmm.
testing out Verizon's ultra wideband.
Yeah.
This is some of the download speeds. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let me pull up my screen real quick.
1,705. Is that megabit per second or kilobit?
Yeah, megabit.
Megabit per second.
That's just when it first started off. So just think of how Verizon just told it that uh they doubled their speed. So now it's what, 5 gigabits per second, which is really unrealistic. I mean, those speeds are high, those speeds are good, but yeah,
That speed is better than any fiber I've ever used, ever.
but just that 5G though too is a battery destroyer.
It is, and that's gonna be the big thing. Is that's also why I really wish I had the tech specs for the battery because 5G uses a lot more battery power than LTE. But one thing that they did say, though, is that they are going to have what's called a smart switch. Get the joke from Samsung. And how the smart switch is going to work is that if the 5G in your area isn't as good as the LTE signal, it will automatically get rid of the 5G, like looking for it and stuff, and keep it on the LTE signal, which I think is a very smart move with Apple to help with battery life. Because one thing that they pride themselves on is their battery performance. And so doing this, again, software integrated with the hardware, they are the best at this. That's what makes this have everything here. Now, the only bad thing I've seen about the new phones, in my opinion, is just I haven't seen any like information about graphics. I heard a lot about the A14 chip, but I didn't hear any like percentage of graphics difference. And they might have said it in the conference, and I might have just blown right past it, which is very possible.
They did say it in the conference, but it was like very brief.
Okay, so I'm sorry I don't have that tech spec for you guys. I do apologize for that. But the new the A14 chip, the fastest chip that Apple's ever made, it is using their in-house silicone technology. Very, very, very cool to see. They even they even did a little shot inside the lab, which I thought was super, super creative. This whole conference that they pulled off, I think this was one of the best produced conferences that I've seen ever. I think it actually is the best. The AMD one was really good. I loved AMD's set. I loved AMD's drive with the new processors and stuff. But the way that they seamlessly move the Apple, oh my god, what is it called? Where do they film at? It's the Apple freaking
Apple campus.
Campus, thank you. The Apple campus. Seeing on top of the roof was such an amazing look with all the drone shots.
And just think that was all shot on iPhone 12.
All shot on iPhone 12. All beautifully done. Oh, on the Pro models, I should say that. The iPhone 12 Pro models. It wasn't on the normal 12.
Some of those things were recorded on 12s, just the basic 12s as well. Just
okay.
Like, I mean, I could see. I mean, there was hardly any difference because they both models have the same camera specs, essentially.
They do, but one of them does have a different difference that's going to be big, which we'll talk about here soon. Does it also say it does HDR now?
Yeah, all models do HDR.
They're doing HDR3 for the 12 models, which I think is perfectly fine for
with
$799
scene detection.
With scene detection.
That's on both models too. So the 12 mini and 12.
Yep. I'm trying to see if there's anything. Yeah, Super Retina XDR display. Behold OLED.
You can. It's HD video recording with Dolby Vision up to 30 FPS. So all these can HD video record HDR video with Dolby Vision, which is nice.
Also, the new night mode, beautiful. Night mode
87% better from last year's models, which I took some really good night mode pictures.
I think there were some really good ones that I took out as well. Okay, so I guess this is this would be the best time to Sorry, give me 1 second. I saw something. iPhone is designed to protect your information. Face ID data doesn't leave your iPhone, is never backed up to the cloud or anywhere else. iOS shows your app privacy. I want to know what that little thingy is on the side. It's pissing me off.
That it's the actual 5G band.
Damn it!
So I was hoping for the fingerprint to come back, but unfortunately not.
That's okay.
That's just the 5G like band.
Okay. So, real quickly before we go into what I think is going to be the coolest topic to talk about, let's go ahead and talk about the shit. They don't even have the graphics in their tech spec sheet yet. Come on, Apple. Give me a freaking give me some time. Thank you. Okay. 5 new colors all look great. I'm talking these I think are the richest color, not rich, but the most vibrant and rich colors I have seen
And
yet.
honestly, I think these are the best colors to ever come to an iPhone.
Yeah, I mean, I love the iPhone 5C a lot. I love that
All those colors, yeah.
concept. I love that concept, but I'm gonna quickly switch over my screen so you guys kind of see what I'm looking at real quickly. Um, but look at this. All of these colors I think are amazing. The
That
white
blue
is
is I think
vibrant.
the
The
best.
blue, I don't want to call it navy blue, but it's a very dark, very it's a very nice looking blue. And this I think, and honestly, I'm not a big blue person, but I might be getting a blue phone.
Honestly, this year, like, sure, I mean, last year I got the gold one, but like, I liked it, but I really wanted a darker one. So I think this year, like, blue's my favorite color, and they just nailed it spot on with these blue colors for these phones.
Yep, and obviously Product Red, which is super awesome. And for anyone who doesn't know what Product Red does, every iPhone 12 in the Product Red purchase will contribute directly to the global fund to combat COVID-19.
No, the
So,
red is for the AIDS.
oh no, for iPhone 12 they switched it.
Oh, they switched it this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so for iPhone 12s, I believe
Does
the
that count for
11s.
the Apple Watch Series 6 too, or?
I didn't see it on there, but it does say on here on the site, every iPhone 12 Product Red purchase now contributes directly to the global fund to combat COVID-19. So, which I think is fantastic. I think right now that is a big help. And once we can get everything under control with COVID, I think they will probably go right back to the AIDS Foundation. Because that still is, something that I've always liked to see. I wish that Product Red was in the 12 models, because truthfully, like, I'm not the biggest fan of red phones, but I would do a red phone to support those type of things. To do something more. I guess we should go ahead and talk about what I think is the coolest part of all the new iPhones. Screw the camera, screw the display, screw everything else. Ladies and gentlemen, MagSafe is returning to the Apple lineup with these new MagSafe connector on the back of the iPhone to now have MagSafe accessories. That is right. So there's going to be a silicone case with MagSafe. You also get a clear case with MagSafe, the MagSafe wireless charger, the MagSafe wallet, which is like a little 2 or 3 card little wallet. And there's also more things coming soon with MagSafe with other companies. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Like we talked about before we went live. Honestly, if anybody remembers the rumors of them going to a completely wireless future, MagSafe is that future.
MagSafe, in my opinion, is I think the best charger known to man. I love USB-C to death because I love the speeds, but the original MagSafe for the MacBooks I think is still my favorite charger because if you would
You
trip
just
by
like that
accident,
click.
done. The click is satisfactory. It's very, very, very practical. I love it, and I am so glad that Apple is bringing back MagSafe. This is actually a big push for me for the iPhone 12. I was really hoping for reverse wireless charging.
One thing
Oh, go.
I'll add on to this: the iPhones will have reverse wireless charging for the AirPod Pros and the wireless charging ones only.
Okay. Okay, that's a nice little tidbit. The only so it's not so I can't put like your phone on top of my phone to
No.
charge. It's only for the accessories.
Yeah.
I'll get okay. I'm fine with that because there are days where I forget
That's
to
the only
charge
way,
this thing.
the only thing you use it for anyway.
I mean, I charged my mom charged my phone a few times on
Mm.
her S10e because my phone would just die so quickly. I would put my wireless charger on there. So, but still though, I mean, I'm not upset by that. They at least have that functionality, which I think is very very useful in today's thing. Because a big thing that they talked about in this production was that pretty much our homes are our studios now. A lot of people are working from home. A lot of people are doing schooling from home and everything like that. And when they introduced all of these new things that can make basically your iPhone a studio grade camera, I am excited to see what type of what do you call it? What type of like camera equipment and stuff like that they could use with MagSafe. MagSafe is such a super cool concept. I would not be surprised if people even do it to where you could do a MagSafe like tripod mount. You just stick your phone right there and it sticks for you perfectly fine. And also, isn't I think Belkin? I think I could be wrong, but I think they said
They're partnering with Belkin for some
yeah.
charging accessories.
And one of them is actually a car mount that uses MagSafe technology to stick on there.
Yeah, and actually, like if you know how some like car mounts or phone mounts that you hit a bump or something like that, you take a turn too hard, your phone could fall off on certain phone mounts.
Yeah.
With this, with the magnet, it's gonna stay there.
Yeah, it's very, very, very strong. MagSafe is a very strong magnet. They're also using what's it called? Some type of magnet. I forgot what it's called. It's like Neo Earth,
Neodymium.
neodymium magnets, and those are pretty strong magnets too, aren't those?
Strong. They're the strongest magnets I think there
Yeah.
is.
If I could be wrong. If look this up for me if you can. I thought hard drives use those type of magnets, like 3.5-inch hard drives. I could be wrong though.
What am
'Cause
I
I
looking
know.
up?
Actually, you know what? Let me do this.
Yeah, I'll let you do
I
that
probably
because
have a
you.
better. Uh. Oh yeah, neodymium magnets. Yeah, they are actually in hard drives. Okay, cool. So that's fantastic. They're recycling. So if old hard drives are just stopped working, they could use those um, neodymium magnets for things for MagSafe. That's super fucking awesome. Sorry for cussing, but it's super fucking awesome. This year, Apple is really taking a turn for the economy. They have done a lot of shit to help with the economy and having like less waste, reducing a lot of things, reducing how much pollution they're putting out, reducing how much energy they're using, and
Well, all of Apple Campus is
solar
I
panel.
think like yeah, solar panel, renewable, all that renewable energy stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so before I bore you guys anymore with more shit about the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 will start out at $799, which is $50 more than the 11 and the 10R, and it starts at 64 gigabytes. You can also do the iPhone 12 Mini, which is the iPhone 5 body style with the iPhone 12 internals and screen, and that is starting at $699 for the 64 gigabyte.
And I can see that being the probably the most popular model is iPhone 12 mini because everyone's been looking for that smaller phone. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people have been looking for that.
Even though I want to agree with you so badly, I don't think it's gonna be the. I don't think it's going to be that one. I think just the normal 12 is going to be the highest
It,
margin.
I could see like the basic model, the 12 and
Yeah.
12 mini are going to be the top sellers.
Oh, I expect that. I want that to happen. I think I told you this at work one day, but if I ever somehow come up with which is extra money, I want to buy a 12 mini just to have another iPhone 5. I own an iPhone 5s. That I bought off of a shop for like $150 or $200. I fixed up, and it works and it's perfect and shit like that. And I really want to actually do like a big comparison on the difference and just showing how much Apple has come up in these past few years. Because
Yeah,
for a few years they were
different.
kind of lacking on a few things, but now this year they're actually pushing out a lot more things I'm happy about. So,
Yeah,
oh, also I forgot.
I've always been I haven't really been so keen on the notch, but with what is in that, the technology that's in that notch is it justifies the size of that notch.
Yeah. Real quickly, I do want to go ahead and note this while we're here. The iPhone 12 and 12 Pro will go on pre-order on the 16th of October, and the iPhone 12 mini and then the iPhone 12 Pro Max go on pre-order November 6th. So there is about a 2/3 week difference in pre-order times. So just to throw that out
Which
there.
I'm fine with.
I don't mind waiting until November for a new phone. All that does is give me more time to pay off this one.
Also, like I mentioned to you at work, I'm probably if when I upgrade to this, I'm gonna hold on to it for 2 years, and I'm gonna pay it off, and then if there's any sort of special deal trading up to the iPhone 14 or 15, then I'm all for it.
Okay, so the pros. Now the pros is having it to where they are actually having less bezels on the screen. They are trying to do as much screen to body ratio as possible, and they're able to do that with their Super Retina XDR display. Still the same ceramic glass. It is using surgical grade stainless steel for the iPhone Pro, the 12 Pro design. Both are IP68 waterproof, and I have to say the finishes on these phones are beautiful. We'll talk a little more about that later, but they're beautiful. Once again, 5G, the A14 Bionic chip. Um, so just to give you guys a little information about it, it's up to 50% faster CPU and GPU than any other smartphone chip. 11.8 billion transistors. It is the first 5 nanometer chip in the industry, up to 80% faster neural engine, a 16 core neural engine, and up to 70% faster machine learning accelerators. The first 5 nanometer chip. Think about that. We have been stuck with 10 and 16 nanometer for so long. We have moved in the desktop range to 7 nanometer. We are now down to 5 nanometers. The thinner the thinner that we can make these, the faster the processes happen. This phone is going to be blazing fast.
I'm one thing I wonder. You know how Apple for the longest always said like this is just as a you know techie.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what how much RAM these phones are gonna have. The Pros.
Uh, I really want to say 8 gigs.
I would
Oh well,
say
hold
at
on,
least
sorry.
between 6 and 8. That's what I think they're gonna go for, but we'll see when the
I think
Geekbench
the
scores
12s
come out.
are going to do 6 gigs, and the pros will do 8 gigs. And I'll explain why I think that. Actually, pretty much right now, the new camera sensor, not the sensor, but the new camera technology is going to need a little bit more RAM for it to use. Um, the biggest thing is with the new LiDAR technology. Uh, that is doing a lot of really, really cool things. But also, I think the biggest thing is going to be the new what is it called? I'm trying to find it on the website, guys. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. I get it. Dolby Vision. Thank you. The new Dolby Vision coding. 60 times more colors with the
10-bit.
new 10-bit HDR. It is ooh, delicious. It is very, very beautiful.
Also,
Um,
too, instead of having the also on these cameras, the lens. You know how the lenses were always optically stabilized. Now they're going for a sensor shift. So it's not the lens itself, it's going to be that whole sensor that's optically stabilized.
yeah. So that the whole thing will be that, and so that's going to help, especially for people who use what's called gimbals everywhere. And also the True Depth camera, which is going to be amazing for night mode. They're going to be on both the front and the back. So night mode selfies are going to be a thing, and then the night mode on the back is going to be a thing. Uh, it's very pretty. Real quickly, I do want to talk about this display for 1 second. Just letting everyone know that it is up to 1200 nits peak brighter, and it is a 2 million to 1 contrast ratio for true blacks and brighter whites. This is OLED, and OLED is amazing. I I love OLED technology. OLED is beautiful. I want OLED in my house. Just being very honest, OLED is super freaking cool. Now I guess we should go ahead and let everyone know about the new stuff that's not going to be in the box. This is the only thing that I think people are going to have controversy with. I think we have our own opinions. I think we're kind of similar on the opinions. Um, there's one thing I'm more confused about than anything else, but we can figure that out in a second. So, they're trying to reduce carbon. So by doing this, um, the packaging that they're doing now is going to be savings as equal up to 450,000 cars on the road. So it's going to be a lot to go with. So I'm reading this directly from Apple, and I've highlighted it for you guys here. Across the iPhone family, we're removing the power adapter and ear pods that often go unused, but including the fast charging USB-C to Lightning cable that most people need. That streams packaging, and more boxes per shipment means fewer shipment overalls. We're also transitioning our manufacturing partners to renewable energy. Altogether, this eliminates over 2 million metric tons of carbon emissions annually. I don't know of any other company in the industry right now who is doing this other than Apple.
No one right now, but Samsung next year is also gonna ditch the charging brick, which which is, it's smart. I honestly think it's smart. So if you've been with the company for years, they already expect you to have a charger or a charger in the box. And if you don't, they actually reduce the price from how much the 18-watt one was. The 18-watt one was $30. The, Now these are capable up to 20 watts, and they're actually selling those 20-watt USB-C chargers for $19.99.
Which I think is actually a very reasonable price for a 20-watt charger.
Yeah, because if you think about most competitors, similar option is going for that same price as well.
Alrighty. So now comes the really cool part, which is the screen sizes. So the iPhone 11 Pro Max has a 6.5 inch screen size, where the iPhone 11 Pro is 5.8. So there is no longer a quote unquote 5.8 inch iPhone anymore. So the iPhone 12 mini is 5.4 inches and the iPhone 12 is 6.1. Where the iPhone 12 Pro is also a 6.1 inch display, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max is now a 6.7 inch display, 2 inches more than the current generation. Also, this is also the first time where we are actually losing a 5.8 inch phone since the iPhone 10. Because the iPhone 8 was the last one to do 4. Oh, no, never mind. The 4.8 is still for the iPhone SE. I forgot about that. I was about to say that was the first time they got rid of it. No, they're still on the SE. The color options.
The color options, I think, going back to the iPhone, the 12 models, these are beautiful. That blue, when I first seen that on the live event, I was like, that's the one I'm getting. That ceramic one, that kind of grayish one,
Yeah.
that one that one doesn't pop out to me as the blue one does. And the blue one compared to the midnight green of last year's, there's a difference. You could see it. I mean, in certain light, you can see the green, but on this you can see the blue. I can it's so nice. This is literally my favorite shade of blue, and I'm getting this one.
Yeah, so one thing to talk about on top of DJ is that I actually have a gold phone. Now, in my opinion, I think this is the best gold phone that Apple has made. I think it looks more to a true tone color of what gold is. I do not like the new gold color. I think it's way too bright. I think that's just my opinion, but I think the gold color this year is way too bright. And I was the one who initially got the gold phone. I still like the gold and black look that I've had on my phone pretty much the entire time I've had my phone, so it's great. But yeah. One thing I forgot to mention was Apple will also now record in RAW. So you have the option to record in RAW, and you can also edit those as well. You also have the 4K HDR video recording with Dolby Vision. And then we are doing IP68 water and dust resistance, which means up to 6 meters underwater for 30 minutes. Again, I never ever recommend anyone to ever test those limits because Apple will
I
not
swam
replace
with
your
my
phone.
phone
Yeah, I know. I
sometimes.
was there.
And I mean, they're fine. I mean, there's
Yeah,
only four and a
I'm
half
just
feet of
saying.
water, but that's
I'm
fine.
just saying, no one like do that specifically.
Yeah, don't do that because they don't cover water damage.
So the prices and the sizes of the phones also very nice. Um, so the iPhone 12 Pro is starting at $999, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max is starting at $1,099. Also, all iPhone 12 Pro models, will now start at 128 gigabytes of storage, which I think they should have also done last year, but I'm glad that they're doing it this year. I think having more storage for being a pro user is a good thing. Don't give everyone 64 gigs. If I'm spending $300 more for a phone, I'm expecting way more storage. And so 64 to 128, yes, is not the biggest leap. But that's still a very nice leap to have. So, and it looks like that for AT&T users, that is going to be $45.79 per month for the 12 Pro Max, and that's without any type of trade-ins or anything like that. Or you can also go SIM free for $1,099, which I do believe you can. I think you can also do. Ooh, yes. Yeah. So the cool thing is that if I would trade in my 11 Pro Max, I could get it from Apple for $24.95 per month, which is not a bad deal. But that means I would have to pay off this phone though. So the real question being for me is, do I pay off the phone and do it to where I, you know, not pay that ginormous cost? That's the big question.
Like I was going just check on some pictures and whatnot. That 12 Pro, you know how that's clear silicone case will have the MagSafe. I kind of don't
Yes.
like how that looks. I'm looking at it now, and I mean, that just seems very distracting.
That's what it's talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Um, so I think I should say this out here. I don't like clear cases in general. I think they're cool, but that's it. I would never buy one for myself. Um, in general, I just don't like how they look, and they yellow way too easily, in my opinion.
They've
This
gotten
just
better
makes
over time,
this
though.
just makes me not want to buy one more. Like if I'm going to buy a MagSafe accessory, like if I'm being very honest, like if I'm going to buy a MagSafe accessory, I'm most likely going to get either a black
I would get the
or a
blue. I
deep
would match
navy.
up with the phone. I would get the blue silicone one,
Yeah, and the cool thing is that these silicone cases will have MagSafe inside of them.
and you won't see that on the outside.
Correct. So yeah, and also I
And
guess
those cases
one
really aren't that much either. If you aren't they like $40 or something like that for
they're
those
$49.
cases? That's not too bad. You know, they'll eventually have sales on it too.
Oh yeah, actually I'm actually really thinking about getting that leather wallet, and I really want to see, could I eliminate my wallet altogether? Question mark.
I mean, I don't really carry very many cards, so I mean that would be a cool option. But I don't. I wouldn't want that little bump in my pocket though.
Eh, it wouldn't matter to me that much. I mean, I already have my what do you call it? I have my little tactical gear wallet anyways. So and you know, me trying not to use as much in the back pocket is helping my back out more. So wouldn't mind. So yeah, I think that this was a big success. I think this year iPhone has a lot of really good.
Apple killed it.
They have a really nice few things on here. The big question I think I would have would be, do you think anyone else is going to try to emulate MagSafe quickly?
I can see it. I can see Samsung doing it. I could see LG doing it. Well, LG not really because they really aren't in the phone game as much recently.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Samsung would be the only one that I can think of.
Okay. Uh, what would you like to see as a accessory with MagSafe?
Everything that I've seen already is what I've I would want. That Belkin one
Yeah.
that's nice. The one where you could charge, like you can fold the thing in half. I
Oh
think that was
yeah,
Belkin,
the
or was that
dual
Apple?
charger. I thought that was Belkin. It might have been Apple. I could be wrong.
I'm looking it up now just to be sure.
Okay. Yep.
Alright, so I think it's called the MagSafe Duo, where you could charge your phone and Apple Watch at the same time. But I don't know. I'm seeing different articles about it.
Okay. I guess we should make sure that we are clear. There is one other thing that was announced today. It's something that I will not buy because I don't like these in general. I don't like how pricey they are, and everything else like that. But to go ahead and get it out of the way, that way we don't get yelled at by Apple people. The new HomePod Mini.
I think it's cool. I don't know. I personally like it. I thought it was pretty cool. The presentation was nice and the features. Wish it was a little cheaper, but
That's my main problem with it. This is $100 device, and I can buy
all
a
the
Google Home for $65 and do 90% of what this can do.
yeah, the technologies in this though, it almost justifies it in a way. Almost.
If you're like within the Apple architecture and that's pretty much what you have, sure, I'll give it to you. But neither of us have Macintosh computers. Neither of us have really more things than just maybe an iPad, maybe an iPhone, and maybe an Apple Watch. You know, we have the cheaper alternatives of everything else. And I will say that there are some things that are really nice about them. So if you have like multiple things, you can have them do things like intercom to different rooms and stuff like that. But also, Amazon can do that as well. Uh, the Echoes can do that as well. Also, having the Siri voice recognition being multiple people is a nice touch. But really, a lot of the things I see on here are things that I just don't. I don't know. I really don't see a whole lot with it. And if you don't already have the home kit stuff, I don't see this really being a piece that I would go and jump for. I do think that Siri is the most advanced AI from for the moment. Like Bixby's dead. Cortana is dead inside of a hole. Then you have the Echo, which I think is a very nice device, a lot of really cool uses for it. Then the Google Home, then Siri. I think Siri is the best in my opinion. I don't like her because she doesn't do what I want her to do, but she
I mean, you can
still
change Siri's
knows.
voice. I mean, it doesn't have to be a she.
Well,
I
I
got
just yell.
Australian Siri. I mean,
Yeah, I think the main thing is just the technology inside the HomePod is nice and stuff, but really for that little guy for being $100, I really need to be blown away by that to put it in my home, and especially put multiple of it in my home because I have three Google Home products. I have a Google Home, a Google Home Mini, and a Google Home Hub. The Home Hub's in my bedroom. The Google Home I use here in the office to turn on certain lights and turn on effects and stuff like that. And then I also have a Google Home Mini upstairs in my grandparent and my living room upstairs for my grandpa and grandma to use to do things like set timers and stuff. Uh, I mean, yes, I can play music through all of them, and yes, I can do a lot of what the HomePod stuff can do. I just don't justify $100 for that little thing. And again, I have never heard one before. I should not knock it till I try it. But I just don't think that the $100 price is going to be a sweet spot for this because the original HomePod, for my opinion, failed in the pricing point because it was how much for the HomePod?
I
Way
can't
too
remember how much it
goddamn
was.
much, in my opinion. And it was interesting. Let's see if I can look it up. Hold on, HomePod. Yes, the Apple HomePod is $300.
Well, they don't sell it anymore, so as far as I know, I haven't seen it in forever.
I haven't seen it in forever too. Also, just one thing I would like to note. Um, so the HomePod Mini versus the normal HomePod. The HomePod can do spatial awareness and home theater with Apple TV 4K. You know, cool. Is that worth an extra $100 and blah 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 dollars?
No.
Yes, so actually, it's actually $200. Actually, I can even fake $199. No, you have to pay $200 more for that, for
Mm-hmm.
just two things. Spatial awareness is on the basic Amazon Echo Dot. Even has spatial awareness, so I get that Apple strives for creativity and longevity and the software integration. I get it. I get it. I get it. Again, I love Apple to death in a multitude of things. I still think this fails. This is something that I will never buy. I love Siri, but I have Siri right here and Siri's fine. I don't have 1,000 things through the home stuff, and I don't really want to spend a lot of money for certain home accessories, right? I don't want to have to
Mm-hmm.
buy a home pod to do this, you know. For my Google Home and stuff, I can do everything through my phone, or I can just ask Google to do it for me by saying a two-word catchphrase and then what to do. So I think home kit is cool. I just don't think it's worth the price, especially when I have a lot of this stuff as apps on my phone, which I think are way more reliable than having to talk to AIs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my personal opinion on it. Obviously, nothing that I say here, I will ever hold super much to me. The main thing I'm saying is just that if you guys are looking for some type of smart home speaker, unless if you're a Apple fanboy, like you need every single Apple product known to man, then get this. But if you're looking for something that is going to work and work effectively, the Amazon Echo and the Google Home for the pricing is way better. Is this something that I might change my mind on later? Absolutely. If Apple does do something or does some good promotion where it's only $50 for the HomePod Mini, I would say go for it then. If it was $50, but anything over $70 for that little speaker, I think is too much. I really do. I think $50 is where it needs to be. You can make it $75 because it's Apple. Get the Apple tax out of the way. Blah blah blah. But $100 for that, unless if that thing blows my damn socks off, I will not look at that thing ever again. So that's just my 2 cents on the HomePod. It did not impress me at all. Now that I'll stop boring you guys. I went on a small tangent. Sorry, but yeah. I think that's really all we. I think that's all we really. Oh my gosh, English. I think that is all we have. Really, I don't think we have too much more to talk about. Is there anything that I missed from anything that you want to talk
Everything
about?
was pretty. I think we brought everything up.
Cool, cool. So yeah, well, we will break this up and put it on the YouTube channel. I'll try to do some of that probably tomorrow, and try to get some stuff cut up. And hopefully, I'll have these videos released throughout the weekend and stuff, and all that type of stuff. So we are recording this on the night after everything happened, but most likely won't be up until probably the 15th and later. So sorry we're a few days late. Please understand we don't have any editors or anything like that. We are just two people doing this. So yeah, but I think that's it for the stream tonight. I want to thank you guys all so much for watching and hanging out with us while we kind of just
Rambled on.
talk about Apple, or we just beg Apple to give us products, whatever you want to call the show.
That'd be nice. I mean, you
So,
could throw a couple iPhones our way.
Ace, listen, I mean, Apple, if you guys want to sponsor us, I mean, we love your products, we love your company. Reach out to us, or reach out to our email. That's all you gotta do. Is reach out to our email. We'll talk something through. We'll be fine. So Nightbot just put in the social media for TechBois. So for anyone who's watching on both YouTube and on Twitch, you guys can use that link right there for following us on all of our social media platforms. And also on that link as well is both myself and DJ's Twitch channels. So if you want to follow us, I am twitch.tv/the Luigi Master 1000. And DJ is twitch.tv/DannyK1193. So we've been playing a way out. Sorry, not a way out.
We were here.
We were playing the We Were Here series, and I think sometime soon we're going to try doing the third game in the franchise. We did the first two, so very excited. We Were Here Together is like the third one in the series. So I think it's like $15 or something like that. So
it is $12.99.
That's not too bad. So maybe that'll be one of our next.
This time I won't leave you.
Please don't, because there was a choice to actually get me out as well too. But DJ just left me because he just thought it would be.
Well,
easier.
the first time when we played, technically, I didn't leave you. But
yeah, it was a one person had to stay, one person had to go. But this time you didn't have to do that. You could have brought the
Well,
elevator back down.
we can play it again someday.
Yeah. So cool. Alrighty. Well, thank you everybody who joined us today for the live show. Thank you everybody for hanging out, chatting and talking with us and all that fun type of stuff. We have more stuff coming to you guys soon. Yeah, if you have any, for anyone who's watching the YouTube videos or stuff like that, for or anyone who's watching through live right now, if you guys have a suggestion of a topic you guys want us to talk about, throw it down in the comments below. We will pretty much read all comments and stuff like that, you know. But if you have any freaking what do you call it? Any suggestions? Throw them down below. We can always look into something. Or if you have any challenges or anything like that you guys want us to do, will be fun. Android and iOS emulation and your thoughts. A headache. That's my answer. A
Yeah,
headache.
headache.
That's a headache and a
I
half.
used to do it on iPhone, but it was a headache.
It too much. Cool. Alrighty. Well, thank you all so much for watching and hanging out. We love you guys. And we'll see you guys next time.